Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about the one of the most important topic, that is boiling and evaporation. You will see that in your daily life examples there are so many examples which consist boiling and evaporation. So in this video we are going to discuss about it, right? And I respect your timing, so there is the timestamps as well. You can simply check it out in the description box. There you will get the timestamps. So if you want to learn about any particular section, so you can also check it out that. But I'll recommend you personally that please watch the complete video so that you could learn about the concepts and you could learn about the each examples in details. Okay, because here we do the hard work, here we do the complete research for you so that you could learn about the each concept, right? So let's start the video with evaporation and boiling. Okay, so I would like to give you some useful information about the boiling and evaporation, and these both boiling and evaporation consist some unique features. Okay, and you can say that these both are exhibit some unique features. They are considered to be forms of convection heat transfer. We have studied about the convective heat transfer, where we learn or we study about the Newton's law of cooling, right? We have studied about it. So these both are considered to be forms of the convective heat transfer, since both involve the fluid motion. Okay, whenever there is the boiling occurs or evaporation occurs, there will be the fluid motion. Are you getting my points? But there will be some minor difference that we will also discuss in this video, right? Now see here, okay, before I jump into the evaporation or boiling, I would like to ask you, okay, and we will see here one example. Okay, the example is that here is the beaker. Okay, here I have a beaker and this is my water. This is the water, right? And right now I am not heating it, right? So right now the room temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, and because it is at a room temperature, so the pressure will be 1 atmospheric. And I would like to tell you one thing as well. Whenever we are studying boiling, condensation and evaporation, there is a one thing that you must consider, that is pressure and temperature. Okay, these both terms you must consider. Okay, because if you are considering these both terms and when you are understanding these both terms together, so evaporation, boiling and condensation are very easy to understand, right? So what is happening here right now, because we are not heating it, okay, we are not doing anything, but the vapors are generating. Okay, and I would like to tell you one thing as well, that you know your liquid converts into the vapor, or your liquid converts, or you simply can say the evaporate at every temperature, right? Your liquid evaporates at every temperature, right? But the rate will be different, or simply you can say the rate will be low at low temperature and it will be high at high temperature, right? Now this is our case 1 and this is our case 2, and about the case 2 we will discuss later. Okay, now see here, what is evaporation? Now you will understand it easily, right? So the first thing is that evaporation occurs at the liquid vapor interface. Okay, see, this is your surface of the liquid, okay, and the surface of the water liquid, and these are the vapors. So what the author want to say, he wants to say that evaporation always occurs at the liquid vapor interface, right? And the boundary also you can say, right? So let's suppose this is your liquid, this is your vapor, this is the interface. Okay, are you getting my point? Now how the evaporation will be occur? Okay, now before that let's understand that what is the evaporation mainly. Evaporation is nothing but your liquid is going to change the phase. Okay, means your liquid will now convert into the gas or vapors. Okay, this is evaporation. But now the question arises that when it will be occur. So it will occur, or it occurs when the vapor pressure of the liquid, means vapor pressure, okay, the vapor pressure of the liquid or water is less than the saturation pressure of the liquid at a given temperature. Okay, this statement is very important, and I'll take some time of yours, okay, because if you will understand this statement, it means that now you have understood about the evaporation. Okay, and this term is very important. Now what I want to say here, I want to say that the vapor pressure of the water, okay, vapor pressure of the water is less than the saturation pressure. Let's suppose this is the water saturation pressure. It means that your saturation pressure is higher as compared to your vapor pressure at T temperature. At temperature is your T here. Are you getting my point? What I want to say here? Okay, it occurs when the vapor pressure is less than the saturation pressure of the liquid at a given temperature. Means at any particular temperature, okay, your water will have some saturation pressure, okay, and it will have some vapor pressure. Are you getting my points? Now when the evaporation will occur when your water will have the vapor pressure is less than the saturation pressure at that temperature. I hope you are getting this point. This is very simple, right? The point is not complicated, and I hope I am not being it complicated. Okay, the simple thing is that, see here, in this beaker there is a water, right? Now this water has some vapor pressure, right? And that vapor pressure is less than the saturation pressure of water at 20 degrees Celsius. Can you let me in the comments box what will be the saturation pressure at 20 degrees Celsius of water? You can also take the help of the Google as well. Okay, please let me in the comments box. This is about the evaporation, and I hope you understood about the evaporation. Okay, and simply if I conclude the definition of the evaporation, so I can say that evaporation is a phase, or evaporation is a process. Evaporation is a process to change from liquid to gaseous phase. The first thing. Okay, now if we see the examples of the evaporation, so first example is cooking. You will see in the cooking, and in the initial phase of the cooking, here, see here. So here you can see that in this picture you can simply see that what is happening, your water is converting into the vapors, right? So this is the process of evaporation. Okay, so if you will see here, what is happening, that your liquid is converting into the vapors. You can simply see here. Now why it is happening? This is happening because of the evaporation. Okay, until you do not see the vapor bubbles at the surface. Okay, and when you will see the vapor bubbles, you will see when you will further increase the temperature, or when after some time you will also see the bubbles at the surface of this liquid. Okay, but what I want to tell you, I want to tell that evaporation is a change of phase from liquid to gaseous phase. Got it my point? Okay, now what is the next example? The next example is that the evaporation of sweat to cool the human body. Okay, you will have seen that in the summer you feel the sweating. Okay, so please can you let me in the comments box the whole process of the evaporation in this case. This is very simple, and the very, like in the daily life example, we also see that the sweating. Okay, can you please elaborate the whole process of the evaporation here, and how do you feel the cool? Please let me in the comments box, and if you will not understood this, I'll also explain you this in my next video, right? And in the last, there is a drying of clothes. Okay, this is your drying. Okay, in the case of the drying, what happens, that as I told you earlier, that evaporation occurs at each temperature, right? So what will happen, simply these cloths are wet. Okay, so because of the evaporation, what will happen, that your liquid will go into the vapor phase or gaseous phase. So simply the drying will be occur. Okay, and we will also understand this in the drying case as well. Okay, but these are the some examples of the evaporation. Can you let me in the comments box some more examples, the daily life examples as well as the industrial examples of the evaporation as well? There is a one example that is very common, that is the water cycle, how the clouds becomes. This is also a one example. In that case, the sea, from the sea the water evaporates and goes into the sky and becomes the cloud because of the cold atmosphere there, and that is the condensation. Okay, please understand or please elaborate that in the comments box. Why I do that? Because I want the engagement. Okay, if you will engage in the comments box, so it will gives us the motivation to make more and more videos and to discuss more and more. Okay, so that you could become a better student, better engineer, better scientist, right? Okay, now I would like to ask you one question, and the question is that, see here I have written that it occurs, means evaporation occurs when vapor pressure is less than the saturation pressure of the liquid, right? Now my question is that what will happen when this vapor pressure will be equal to or more than the saturation pressure of the liquid at a given temperature, right? Are you getting my point? What I want to say, I am just simply asking that if your vapor pressure is less than the saturation pressure at a given temperature, then evaporation is occurs, right? Now the question is that what will happen when the vapor pressure is equal to or greater than the saturation pressure of a liquid at a given temperature? At that time boiling will occur. Okay, at that time your boiling will be occur. Please understand it, it is very useful for you all. Okay, and boiling occurs at the solid liquid interface. In the case of evaporation, it was liquid gas phase, okay, and liquid vapor phase, but in the case of the boiling, it will occur at the solid liquid interface. Means you will see that the boiling will be at the solid liquid interface. Please understand it as well. By the example here you can see, in the second case, as I heat the water here, okay, as I heat the water and like as I am heating the water, right, and before 100 degrees Celsius there will be how its temperature will be increased. Here it was 20, so first it will go like 25, then 30, then 40, then 80, then 90, then 100. Okay, and at 1 atmospheric pressure, the saturation temperature of the water is 100 degrees Celsius. Means at 100 degrees Celsius or beyond 100 degrees Celsius your water will start boiling. Okay, the saturation temperature is here. That is very important. It means that now what will be the saturation pressure at 100 degrees Celsius? Please let me in the comments box. That is also very important, right? Now you can see here the bubbles are here, right? In this case the bubbles were not there, right? That's why I would like to also tell you one thing about the evaporation. In evaporation, evaporation involves no bubble formation or fluid motion. Are you getting my points? But in the boiling case there will be bubbles will occur. Okay, there will be bubbles will occur, and I was saying that it occurs at the solid liquid interface, right? So see here, see this, please understand this is the, that's why I say that it will occur as you will increase the temperature. As the temperature will be increased, your bubble formation will be there. Now can you see this thing? Can you see this one? Why it is happening? Because of the rapid formation of the vapor bubbles. See, as it will increase, okay, it will increase, you can simply see here, okay, it will increase as you will increase the temperature, and after that what will happen, that you will see the bubbles here, you will see the bubbles at this point. Okay, but it will start from where? From here. But in the case of the evaporation you will not see this. Are you getting my point? What I want to say, that is the boiling. right? And that is the difference between the boiling and evaporation. I hope you understood it, right? And I would like to request you one thing. If you are enjoying this video and if you are getting something more useful from this video, please like this video, share this video with your friends, subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you could get the latest notification of our upcoming videos, right? And if you have any doubt in any videos and in topic, please let me in the comments box so that I could make the video on that topic as well, and I will also explain that topic in a interesting way, okay, with practical examples, right? Okay, so now understand that what is boiling. Okay, as I have already told you, the boiling is when there is a bubbles formations are there, when the bubble will form, when you will increase the temperature of the liquid or water, let's suppose. So when a liquid is brought into contact with a surface, okay, in that case as well, we have seen that there was my water and we were heating it, okay. My drawing is very poor, okay. We were heating it, okay. We are heating it and its surface temperature is Ts, right? Now when a liquid is brought into contact with a surface, now has a temperature above a saturation temperature. Means, what am I saying here? I am saying that liquid, okay, that liquid water, let's suppose, has a temperature above the saturation temperature of water, okay. Are you getting my point? What I want to say? I am simply saying that this liquid right now has a temperature above the saturation temperature of water at that, what I'll write here? I'll write here the pressure, right? Means let's suppose at 1 atm, right? So at 1 atm, I already told you that the saturation temperature at 1 atm is 100 degrees Celsius, okay. So that 100 degree is a saturation temperature, that is 100 degrees Celsius. Now it will be, okay, now its temperature, let's suppose the temperature of the liquid, I have written here TL, okay, it will be greater than the 100 degrees Celsius. So what will happen here? Simply the boiling will occur here. Are you getting my points? And here I have written one thing, that is the boiling process. The boiling process is categorized, means simply you can say that the classified, right? This boiling process is categorized by the rapid formation of the bubbles, means how the bubbles are forms, okay, and what is the rate of the bubble formation will give us the useful information about the categorized or categorization of the boiling process at the solid liquid interface. Are you getting this point, or do you have any confusion? I think you have some confusion, right? No problem, I'll clear your confusion here. See this process, okay. So when you will see this process here, what am I saying? I am saying that the boiling process is categorized by the rapid formation of the bubbles. How the bubble forms. Are you just looking at this video? What I have saying here, in the kettle, the formation of the bubbles are increasing, right? It is slightly increasing, means your rapid formation of the bubbles are increasing, okay. And on the basis of that, we will categorize the boiling process, okay. And simply that's why we study the boiling curve or the types of the boiling, where we study about the nucleated boiling, subcooling, right, subcool boiling. So that we will study in our next video, right? So please let me in the comments box if you like this video, okay. So that's all for the today's video, but if you have any question, please let me in the comments box. I'll simply clear your doubt, okay. And if you have any suggestion, please let me also in the comments box, okay. And if you will have any doubt, we will also make the videos on that topic as well. So thanks for watching. Till then, keep learning.